Pick a card, your circle of influence. Who you surround yourself with matters. Because we adopt things from others that can affect our lives profoundly. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. So for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. You would not believe the difficulty I had trying to get this set up. At some point you just cry uncle, right? So today we're going to go ahead and visit your circle of friends or the influence around you. And we're going to pick with these gorgeous cards gifted to me by my beautiful cousin quite a while ago. I've never actually used them on my channel, I don't think. Maybe once. So, your circle of influence. We're doing pile selection. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1, circle of influence. And show me now. Here's 1. And for pile number 2. And pile number 3. Let's see what we got. So it looks to me like the 4 of Wands for pile number 1. Guess I shuffle these upside down. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll find out. That's for pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. It goes this way. Hello. I even have my glasses on. Okay. So once again, pile 1, 2, and pile 3. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So if you chose pile number 1, this message is for you. For those of you new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. Hope everybody receives exactly what it is that they are seeking. I'm going to get a little sagey sage all up in here. Just because we can. Get rid of any previous energies. Give us some good juju. Okay. Pile number 1. You chose the 4 of Wands. And this apparently is Frig's grass. And it's a good thing I put my glasses on because I would have said frog. But its meaning is a house in order, stability, warmth, and harmony. It's also known as lady's bed straw because it was stuffed into mattresses to ward off insects. It's sacred to Frigg, the Norse goddess of the home and weaving. Okay, so with this right away, I feel like you're surrounded by people that are pretty supportive. If a little bit prideful, I dare say. So the first thing that I was focused on, I heard in my mind, is you can't tell me nothing. So whoever picked this pile, you could have some people around you that, I mean, they're like good, supportive and whatever, but also maybe prideful to the point where they're like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing. I know it. And I don't feel like it's extremely harmful. It might be a little bit toxic, but I feel like it might even be a joke in your circle. Okay, it's like, oh yeah, you can't tell, you know, pile 1's friends is because they're responsible, but you can't tell me nothing. And immediately, whatever they were warned about happens. So that is the first thing we have with you. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more information on the people around you. Circle of friends. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1. Circle of influence, pile number 1, and show me now. Okay. I haven't polished all of the fingerprints off on this deck. Hope. You offer the most valuable gift there is, hope. Through your optimism and support, you inspire hope in others. Oh, don't do that. I just dumped a whole bunch on the floor. Yeah, so maybe your circle of friends are the type that, sorry, I got to polish this because this can drive me nuts. That are people that offer you hope when you're feeling really down in the dumps. That's a circle of influence. And that's actually a really good thing, obviously. Empath. You have empathic abilities, being able to feel another person's emotions as well as their thoughts and energy. Having to control awareness. Having no control of awareness over this exchange. So maybe you are somebody who has a lot of empaths for your circle of influence. And this could be like, professional empathics, or this could be friends, families that are empathic, that don't really do a lot with it in the 3D. Or I should say they don't know that they're really empathic. But that's kind of cool. I had to pick these up because then I will be curious. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is going to be a new support system, a new level of support. And I say that because with the 4 of Wands, this is typically about building. It's a new establishment, new building. It could be like moving into new residence. And you could embody all of those qualities. But most of all, I feel like you're attracting new friends, a new support system. And I really like that for you, especially because they feel really good, actually. So, very, very nice. Let's see what else is going on. I just got a notification somebody sent me about a chihuahua. As those of you that don't know, that's what I have. Don't judge me. At least not too harshly. So we're going to take out the tea leaf deck and see what other messages we can get. Your circle of influence. I heard I'm moving on. So you could have gotten out of some toxic situation, or just made a geographical relocation, or both. If you hear heavy breathing, I promise it's not me. This time. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1. And I'm thinking of pile number 3, and I don't know why. So you could be drawn to that one as well. Pile number 1, show me more about what I need to see. And show me now. Circle of influence. Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Very similar to the 3 of Swords. Boat. Money or prosperity, an inheritance, winning, or windfall. Yeah, so I feel like this circle of influence around you currently, they are people that are really familiar with heartache. I feel like these are not shallow connections either. You know how you can have people that you call your friend, quote unquote, and yet it's really superficial. You're talking about the weather. You're talking about sports. And I'm sorry if you guys are sports lovers. Nothing wrong with it. But it'd be the equivalent of, for me, like talking about movies. And that's all you talk about. It gets to be pretty redundant, superficial. So everything within a balance. But I feel like these people are pretty deep because they've gone and they've had their own trials and tribulations. But they've also learned from it. It's not like they've returned to a state where they're like competing with the Joneses, and they're about superficiality, and they're about like the shiniest cars and the tallest buildings and the biggest, I don't know, car lots. Anyways, you get the gist. So I really like that for you. And some of them could have like received an inheritance or property through an inheritance. So that is quite nice. I do feel like these people are willing to kind of support and like be, yeah, maybe you're living with them or close to them or something like that. But let's see what else we get. Show me more about this. Show me more about hope. Oh, an empath for pile number 1. These cards are so awkward to shuffle if you can't tell. Show me what I need to see and show me now. Yep. So I see why people just kind of like lay them on the counter and then just draw from that. Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. So I feel like your circle of influence could really encourage you to go through stages. And you know what's really interesting is I'd seen this thing about turtles, and it just kind of clicked in with me just now when I'm looking at this, is that apparently these turtles, each and every square has like 13 little squares on them, and there are 28 little squares or whatever around the main ones. And so it goes back to like the Mayan calendars, because of course the current calendar we have is like 12 months. And so this is, you know, going back to the old school Mayan calendar with the 3 squares indicated. And so maybe for some of you guys, you are really connected to the Mayans. Maybe you are connected to things of old or things long gone. And maybe you're making an effort to see if it's going to make a comeback. But I feel like you're bringing in that knowledge with you regardless. You could be somebody who studies a lot about like conspiracy theories, things like that. 4-leaf clover. Great or good fortune. Yeah, so I feel like you're very fortunate to be amongst the circle of influence. For the most part, I see, you know, pretty good stuff here. And this can also indicate that maybe some are a little bit slower to kind of jump on board with your vibration, but most of them are doing pretty well. What is this? Okay, the diamond. So you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. This to me looks a little bit like a pendulum. I'm like, why am I forgetting my words right now? Yeah. So you could have been given a pendulum, or one of your circle of friends could influence. One of your people in your circle of influence can use a pendulum. That was really hard to say. So the dragon, be aware of self-delusion. And so these are people that keep you kind of balanced when they hear you kind of talking crazy or things like that, or maybe scooping more onto your plate than you need to. They're able to kind of bring you back down and say, hey, don't you think that's maybe a little bit much? So I feel like very grounded energy, and the intent is to really assist you. And maybe they're like, well, instead of trying to do these big lofty things, go ahead and kind of focus on the small, one step at a time kind of a thing, right? The rooster. An arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay, wow. And I look at that. That's like the home. So you could be around, maybe you live around someone who is an arrogant and boastful person. And I mean, there are many reasons not to like anger somebody, like, you know, why attract the attention of somebody who is filled with wrath and rage. So this could be somebody who has like who's known in your circle as being a rageaholic, or when they get stepped on, they get turned into a rageaholic. Maybe people tend to tiptoe around them. Or maybe your circle of influence can have someone, you know, like around them that represents this. Only you're going to know. Pile number 1. And the skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. So interesting. So maybe this could even have to do with like, perhaps you have a rage or an anger that you need to tame, and your friends or your circle of influences around you to be able to share with you, hey, maybe that's not the best thing, or not how to handle it. So maybe you're learning some temperance, because that can really end good things for you. Okay. And yeah, so at this point in time, obviously it says hidden secrets can harm you. And we're going to have to get a little bit more information about that, just because that's what we do. We're going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck just to get a little bit of information. And these guys are a little bit willy-nilly, so they might be facing the wrong way. All right, so why is this skull here? Show me what I need to see. What I tell you. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1. Hidden secrets can harm you. And show me now. I'm going to take these 2. Clean it up. Number 21. So maybe there are things that you need to clean up in your life, and don't we all have things we need to clean up? And it could be like, you know, figuratively, or it can be literally, like getting in there and cleaning things up. I'm looking at the rock on this. Sorry, I had to, but that is so cool. So he's reaching on up there, just trying to dust and get it done, and putting up a banner like, hey, time out, I just need to clean some stuff up. So, and I can relate to that quite a bit. There's a lot of fog back here, and I feel like cleaning things up will help you with your mental clarity, actually. And building blocks, yeah, so maybe your team, your circle of influence right here is helping you with building blocks, helping you to take things one step at a time, not bite off more than you can chew, not give into rage when things transpire, you know, or not be triggered. I'm feeling that. But definitely showing you how to build proper blocks. And this is going to be skills that you are like honing, developing. And with that support, I feel like it's going to help you to elevate your glow up, your status, your mindset, as well as your health. Number 28. So yeah, choose your personal power. 8 is cycles, but it is also extreme abundance. So I'm looking at all these blocks up here, and they almost look like gifts from, like, you know, the sky. And so you could be receiving gifts, things like that. Who doesn't like to get gifts? Number 21, 2, again, personal power is cleaning up your own messes. And the number 1 is about your, kind of feeling like your image, your individuality, but then it reduces to 3. So I feel like with all of that involved, I feel like you are definitely, I'm dumping cards everywhere, within a circle of influence that is very, very nice, very prosperous. They feel very organic, very earthy. I'm looking at this empath right here and how she's just so connected to the flowers, the roses, and you could have somebody in your circle of influence that's really connected to Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and things like that. And it's giving you hope, I think, somewhere along the way. You know, this person, it would be you, pile number 1, and lost hope. And I feel like in a lot of ways you can tell when people kind of lose hope. You can see it in their eyes. You can literally feel and see someone has given up. And I think that you've been through quite a bit as well. And so right now you're finding your hope. And part of that is going to be to continue, you know, building, continue having your circle of influence to be supportive and positive, to teach you maybe perhaps how to build a firm foundation, a stable foundation, for those of us who never really learned quite how to build properly. So that is what I have for you. Also, the color blue, I feel like speaking your truth even more, even if it hurts. And I feel like with her, she appears naked. I don't know. But this is like speaking your truth and not making any, just being really open and visible. And I feel like that just actually really makes a lot of sense, because I feel like that has everything to do with hidden secrets can harm you. If you're somebody like myself who likes to stuff your emotions and kind of wish them away, newsflash, it doesn't work very well. So yeah, but I see really good things. Your hope is being restored. But not only that, I feel like you are going to, in turn, help to restore other people's hope as well. So I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, pile number 1, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Chris Elwood, Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another reading for you. If you chose this beautiful card, pile number 2, then you have arrived at your reading. For those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. Now, when I tell you, pile number 2, that it took me forever to figure out what that card was, I'm not even joking. This deck was more complicated than I anticipated, which stands a reason why I haven't used it. But now that we know it is actually the Page of Coins. You probably know that, and good for you. I did not. So, true to their meaning, the Page of Pentacles took forever to be discovered. But we're going to figure out what is going on for you. Pile number 2, show me what I need to see around the circle of influence. Why is this page here? Who are these people? And pile number 2, circle of influence, please. And show me now. I'm seeing like this sun, and then it flickers, a razor flickering like with fire, which is kind of interesting. Serendipity. Okay. Serendipity and the fates. Fated for you to meet this circle of influence that you currently have. And again, this could be, I'm talking about not everyone necessarily in your immediate physical presence. This could be a combination of friends, family, your circle online, people that you game with, you go to a church with, whatever your deal is, okay? So, this was faded. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2. Who are these circle of influences for pile 2? And show me now. Okay, so I'm feeling like everything feels kind of a bit stuck. I feel like you are slow to move, slow to pull the trigger on things. And sometimes this could really turn out to hurt you. So I feel like one of the biggest lessons that you're going to be learning, or you're currently learning from your circle of influence, is how to make not quick decisions and definitely not rash decisions, but make a decision in a way that has a little bit more maturity than a Page of Pentacles, because the page debates and kind of takes much time. Nothing wrong with that, but you could also miss opportunities on things that you need to jump on. So I feel like balance. So your next card is Imagine. So I feel like even, wow, there went all the light. Okay, that happened. So imagine we have light. Yeah, so with the Imagine card, I feel like this could be saying that you do have people around that are going to present things to you in a different manner in the hopes that you can maybe not feel so stuck. Because maybe, I feel like it's not that you're dragging your feet necessarily on making decisions, but I feel like you are so careful that you don't want to make any mistakes. Maybe perhaps you've been burnt before by life, and who hasn't? Or maybe you've seen people around you who are reckless in decision making, and that kind of spooked you a little bit. Or simply it could just be your character overall to be really super cautious. Nothing wrong with that. But once again, balance. Okay. So this time I am going to haha, these cards over here, and I'm going to pick them because they're just not really designed for shuffling, at least not for me. Okay, for pile number 2, show me what I need to see. Where are these cards here for pile 2? More information for pile 2 that's going to be helpful and beneficial, and show me now. So younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. So you could have a younger man in your circle of influence. Somebody who has good judgment maybe. A vine. Seek out information that will help you. It makes me think of those old school vines too that people used to watch. I mean, I watched some. Not a ton. So, and this also makes me think of like when you have vines, especially if you're grapes and stuff, you let things ripen on the vine, but you definitely have like a limit. And I didn't realize I took out a time card. Okay. But there's time for things to ripen on a vine, but you can't cross that limit. You can't go beyond it, because then the grapes are going to just start turning, and they're no longer going to be like good for eating grapes or for making wine and things like that. I'm sorry about all the feedback now. We have all this like visual noise because my light went out. Okay, May. So in May, you may have to make a big decision. And I feel like this is going to be quite gifted to you. It's almost kind of crazy to debate the length of the decision. And it could be like somebody says, hey, can you, watch my home for the next 2 years? Because I have to go somewhere in Bali, or I'm going to go abroad and do this. And I don't trust anyone, or somebody has to watch my dog, that kind of a thing. Or it could be you get an invitation to go on a trip as well. But there's a lot of different things that this can be meaning as well. A short journey. Okay, if I lie, I'm dying. I mean, look at this. So yeah, this is talking about a journey. Maybe you're being invited on a journey and it's like, let's say all expensive paid, or it's a super low cost at some point in May. And you're thinking, well, should I? Well, that's going to take off like 6 days out of my paycheck if I do. Or maybe you're just kind of contemplating pros and cons a little bit too heavily. But I feel like go out on a limb, because the people around you are fated to really not only teach you lessons, but to bring you abundance. So don't be so fearful to clench, to continue grasping or hanging on to the things that you do have. Example, like time, or the funds that you do have, or an apartment that you have, or a situationship, whatever the case may be. If it's a better deal, be comfortable knowing that you will have all the information you need in time to be able to pull the trigger and take decisive action. Okay. So, and this could be like things like taking a trip to Iceland, or seeing the Northern Lights, or Alaska. I don't know, participating in a sleep study. I know that's like really random, but that's what I got for maybe one of you, not everybody. What else do we need? Yeah, and I'm looking, and it's like this person right here with the fates, with that star right on her head right there. I mean, I think it's just beautiful. And I mean, there has to be a little bit of trust in you as well, that, fate is conspiring for you. And the universe is conspiring for you and looking for things for your betterment, for your happiness, for improvement, for ways that you can influence others on their glow up as well. So even self-love. So I think that this might be a lesson on how to take care of yourself and accept opportunities, and, like we said, pull the trigger in a timely fashion so you do not miss out. I'm going to pull a couple more of these here. Show me what I need to see. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, I kind of feel like you're juggling a couple of different things. And I'm just going to say that what you have in your hand right now, and I don't mean this to be at all disrespectful, I just want to encourage you, what you have in your hand, in your possession, or what your gig is currently, is nothing compared to what fate has in store for you, the universe, things like that, because you're going to get, there's a lot of serendipity, and it's just going to seem so effortless. It's kind of like this little fairy, or I don't know what she is. She just kind of grabbed onto the 4-leaf clover, and she's getting whisked away. And it's and it could be, again, through the hands of like a younger man who says, hey, I need a companion, I gotta travel, come with, or I want to take a vacation, I don't know. But anyways, you get the gist. So show me what I need to see for pile number 2. Pile number 2, and show me now 2 cards. And when things come to you and they seem effortless and kind of natural, not that we don't have to fight and work for things, but when you're kind of swimming upstream constantly, you know it. Believe me, I know it. Seems like I've spent most of my life doing that, and I'm no longer doing that. And it feels really good just to allow things to be, or not to be. Interesting. So we have co-create. Yeah. And I feel like this could have to do with like a greater vision, your vision. This is going to affect a bigger vision for you. And I feel like nothing is ever an accident, even with the light going out here. I sort of feel like that was, serendipity. Because if you look at this card right here, co-create, this cheetah is, sitting tall, and it's almost like an emperor kind of a vibe with the owl by its side. And it looks like an egg, like a birthing, a new thing. You know, just be observant, keep your eye open, because you do have like a higher perspective of things right now. But even the shadows that all of these little cords that I have are being cast because the overhead light is now dominant. It almost looks like people are unseen people. Like here's a head and an arm and cords being pulled in your favor, in your direction, to help you to bring about this abundance, to bring about these opportunities. So if you, and there's a lot of effort on your spiritual team to be able to make that happen. I feel like if you turn them down like too many times, they'll be slower in coming. It doesn't mean that's not going to happen and you won't get those opportunities again. But this is now, oh, I just saw 11:11 on my camera. Now's the time to maximize effort and take advantage of the opportunities, not in a bad way, but you know, they're being presented for you for a reason. More information for pile number 2, please. Stop. The owl, good advice from a wise person. So pile 2, definitely, you know, in your circle of influence who is a wise advisor and who is not. So stay away from those that don't know their own heads from the floor. And June could be a very important time for you. So June, yeah, I mean, when I'm filming this is like July, so even it could have been just last month that maybe something transpired. There's like a lot of flowers, a lot of gifts being enveloped in these wings. So I don't know, maybe somebody passed, maybe somebody crossed over on the other side, maybe the situation that you had to leave behind. And this is kind of like asking, well, when am I going to get my happiness, my glow up, or whatever it is that you're desiring? Because I feel like there is like a big desire here and you can manifest it. You just have to really be focused. Okay. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Y'all saw me draw these cards. I mean, they're just kind of echoing. And that tells me that, you know, that's pretty much what you need to know for this reading. Pile number 2, don't debate and don't try to juggle too many things. You know, stay keen on the right path. And the right path for you is going to be whatever opportunities crop up for you that seem really lucrative. And you can do a little bit of inspection and ask your intuition, your spirit guides, God, and just really kind of go with it. Be willing to make changes because you have a lot of things coming towards you. The more receptive and open-hearted you are, the bigger things are going to be for you. I feel like you have opportunities that's going to really change the direction of your life, just to be real. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. If you enjoy this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Super excited about these. If you feel led to, even drop a comment about what these opportunities are. And until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD. And if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Super cool cards. So first of all, I'm going to apologize for the lighting here. It ran out of juice. That's all I got to say about that. But we're going to continue literally rolling. We're going to roll with it. Pile number 2. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. And if you are a repeat offender, I really appreciate your time, energy, and effort. I hope everybody receives exactly what it is they came here to find. All right. So the Ace of Swords. We're going to pull 2 cards. Show me what I need to see for pile number 3, please. Pile number 3. Your circle of influence, please. Your circle of influence for pile number 3. And show me now. Doing 2 cards. Oh, this makes it a little bit tougher to read. Nurturer, life-changing gifts. Is the influence of a nurturing woman or person that provides love, support, protection, and encouragement to teach others to grow and develop. So you could be around a lot of nurturing people, or your circle of influence could be nurturing. Show me what I need to see, and show me now. I feel like somebody's surprised to hear that, actually. Hey. The next one, resilience. You don't give up. despite the obstacles ahead, you know how to take care of yourself and find peace in the storms of life. Yeah. So you could be a fighter. You could be somebody who is had a tough life, and I feel like that's why you're even surprised to say that you have nurturing people around. You're like, what the heck? Or Griselle, you crazy. Well, sometimes I am, but that's okay. We have different facets, right? Pile number 3. To me, this even looks like lavender. That could be lavender. Maybe you like lavender, the scent of lavender. Lotion, maybe sipping lavender tea, anything like that, or essential oils. But clarity is a really big deal for you. And communication clarity is a really big deal in your whole story here. We're going to get some more energy here to figure out what is going on with your circle of influence. Show me what I need to see about pile number 3, circle of influence, please. Show me what I need to see and show me now. I want 2 cards. Okay, this one came out in pile number 2. Oh, stop. Co-create. So you're being asked to co-create. Maybe you're around other people that are creators as well. Maybe you run a small business. Maybe you're trying to open up a business. Maybe you have business partners that you have to kind of brainstorm with. And it's the number 40, which reduces to a number 4. And this is like foundational things. So you could have somebody in your circle of influence that they are really good maybe at manifesting, but they're also nurturers. And it doesn't have to mean like motherly, like, oh my goodness, pile number 3, let me, I heard you scraped a bone. Now that's kind of impossible unless you do like gua sha. Then that's not impossible. But really, what I'm thinking of is the quintessential, like, oh my gosh, like the helicopter mom or helicopter dad, which, yeah, that's me. Admit it. But this is not that. This is going to be somebody who's like, a very clear communicator who says, pile 3, I see the potential in you. I see that you have so many things good and right, and you're resilient, and I want to help you bring those things together. I see that you do have the talent. Maybe you can take a class in order to really help this, that, and the other. But that kind of nurturing where they're like, yeah, you have really good dreams and visions. Now let's kind of put a plan, formulate this, and make things cohesive so that we can co-create, so that we can grow, we can become better, whatever this is. All right. So what else do we have for pile number 3? Pile number 3. I feel like also a lot of you guys could have low self-esteem, because I'm kind of feeling like a little bit of like beat up from the street up from this energy right here. We know we're resilient, but it's almost like, man, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of fighting these battles. I'm tired of swinging. I mean, I'm going to punch a mother lover, if they come at me sideways. And I feel like you could do it and you will do it. But I feel like, there needs to be a little bit of a break between battles. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I just have camera issues. So I feel like that could be part of it also. I feel like there is like a lingering weariness, or even a beginning of questioning yourself, like, are these battles going to last forever? Because my whole life I've been battling, and it just seems like it's been an literally uphill battle. But you are made of the tough stuff, and you are super resilient, and you have a lot to teach your co-creators as well, and you have a lot to teach those in your circle of influence. And I guess I didn't really even talk about this because I was thinking about it and I should have written it down, but I didn't. But our circle of influence really is the 5 people that we spend the most time with. We become like them, we think like them, and to a big degree. So this is going to be your people at home, whoever you live with, things like that, but also where you work and who you surround yourself at work. And there's going to be different degrees and variables, like, we all have to work, whatnot, most of us. But if you're surrounded by a lot of negativity, or people that complain a lot, or people that are like constantly the victim, like, instead of thinking, wow, I'm super resilient and I kicked butt and I was able to do that and look where I'm at, and you know, I don't have to fight that battle anymore, or I know I have to fight that battle and I can teach other people. I mean, there is always a way to kind of look at things like from a better standpoint or more of an optimistic point of view. And I do feel, pile number 3, that you could use a little bit of help in that department. Feel like needing to decompress and need to put your feet on the ground, literally like barefoot on the ground, get them electrons or whatever it is that really recharge us, that help us just to really transmute all of that negative energy, negative thinking, so on and so forth. I feel like somebody here could be an electrician, and yet in some ways really out of touch with how to kind of rejuvenate yourself. And I feel like some of you guys are even like coaches or training people like how to fuel your body and things like that, but you're kind of pushing so hard that you don't allow your, you know, the muscles to kind of build up again, or just a little bit of a break so you can go at it again at another time. So yeah, time for a nap, time for a break, time to call it a day and withdraw your energy a little bit, and time for a nap. And I love, look at that little fox, I think. So it's like, you know, you've had to be clever, you've had to maneuver, you've had to do things, and all these things kind of build up. And it's a time right now where you're in a circle of influence that you can take a break, you can nurture yourself, you can really address the fundamental things that your soul, your spirit, your body need at this point in time, in order for you to be better and to do better. You could have a really big connection with the moon as well. You could be foxy, or you could be somebody who loves nature, loves dogs, love coyotes and fox, little animals, basically. You could be someone as well who is prone to daydreaming, I'm getting, but I'm feeling like you're getting a lot of clarity coming up here soon. One more card from this deck. One more card for, ay no, no tanto tampoco, no. One more card for pile number 3. One of these days, I'm going to get the shuffle right and the lighting right and the tripod where it doesn't fall, and it's going to be spectacular. But guess what? Today is not that day. Show me what I need to see. For pile 3, and show me now. Okay, this one came out in another reading as well. The Fates. Yeah, so you're being divinely supported. You're being cocooned, taken care of. Maybe you feel like you are many degrees of separation around people that can nurture or give back to you in a way that you feel kind of taken care of. And right now I feel like maybe because you could have gone through like a major depression, or yeah, I'm hearing dark night of the soul. You could have had an awakening, or currently you're in the middle of a great awakening, and that's really painful. You can have like ringing in your ears, you can have headaches, you can start thinking things and maybe even think you're kind of crazy and you're like, what is going on? Especially pile number 3 with the world the way it is right now. I just saw 10. So 10, what is a 10? 10 is, you know, an ending as well. So it reduces to 1. And I feel like you could even be looking at the world and thinking, wow, this is like really so crazy. They're growing, you know, lab meat from cancerous cells. And I thought that was a lot of BS until I started researching it too. But anyways, you could be thinking like, what is real? Am I losing my mind? And, you know, do we have anything that's even safe to eat? They're poisoning our water, our lakes, and with the chemtrails and all of that, you could be like really suffering. And I heard burnout. Okay, so you could be nearing a burnout. So it is definitely a time to take care of you. And no, you're not crazy. Those are definitely signs of ascension, that you are really unplugging from the matrix, from drinking the Kool-Aid and from seeing things and believing that the media wants you to believe. And you know, it's a lot more comfortable just to go with the narrative sometimes and just to be like, yeah, or get nostalgic and think, wow, it was so much better when, you know, before the world crumbled. But really, it wasn't. I feel like things are just coming out to light and becoming obvious to us. These things have been happening for a long, long time, right under our noses. And now we're just happening, we be happening. I can't even speak. We're just waking up right now to the horrors, okay? I'm going to leave that right there. But if you think you're kind of Looney Tunes, You're definitely not, what you are seeing is real, and you are definitely not the only one, so don't lose hope. I will say that. Now, I had one of these fall for you. I'm going to call it a jump, even though it flip over. Okay, grasshopper. What is this? Situation balance that requires careful handling. Yeah. You know, and the first thing I thought about too, when I saw this, and sorry about the lighting and the weird like shadowy stuff. Yeah, you could be like trying to even face your own shadow, but I feel like more the shadow of mankind, and that can really deplete us and depress us. So make sure that you, hang out with the nurturers or get more input from them, and keep your vibe high, because we all need that at this point in time. When I looked at this grasshopper, one thing I was thinking about is I saw something on TikTok about parasite removal, and there's nothing. So if this reading triggers you, I really apologize, but I was watching, I think it was a guy like remove parasites from like grasshoppers, and then he also did that with sea life, with like shrimp and things like that. So he actually goes and takes little tweezer things and removes the parasite, so you can see what it is that's going on, and then he yeets a little creature back into the water so that it can live a better life, hopefully. So yeah, you're gonna have to make sure that you are balanced, that you're getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, stick with the basics, because this is a tough time right now, and try 1313 can be important to you as well. A lot of endings for you, I feel. And try not to take everything in and get overwhelmed, or don't be like me, where I get like really obsessed with a subject and then I just study the hell out of it. And then by the end of it, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? I can't take anymore. It's not funny, but I'm sorry. And I'm definitely not making light of it. It's just, oh my gosh, a lot of changes. So I feel like you could be somebody like me going through a lot of changes. So yeah, there we have it. What else do we need to know for pile number 3? Pile 3. What do we need to know about your circle of influence? And show me now. Ear. Good news. You have good news coming. Yay. Who doesn't like good news? All right, this is just not going to do what I want it to do. Good news. And I'm going to take these 2. Oh, these 3. Just kidding. The wreath. Sorrow over a loss. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming with the caterpillar. Yes, I definitely feel that, especially with your dark night of the soul. A two-faced friend. So yeah, you could be, I feel like this is towards the tail end if you're like dark night of the soul or going through like a major depression, things like that. And I totally, again, can relate. I feel for you. And we are not medical professionals, so definitely get you some medical professional help. If that is something that you need to do, no shame in that game for sure. But I feel like this two-faced friend, this cat right here, is somebody that you've known that they've been two-faced for a long time, and yet you kind of gave them passes. You're like, oh, well, they're a friend. I give them pass. No, they are a friend. Therefore, they do not get a pass. I feel like we've all kind of done this wrong and backwards. Like your world is inverted and it's being fixed. And so now you're seeing the true colors of people. Take it one step at a time. Things are changing, and you know, you are experiencing sorrow over a loss. I feel like over quite a few different losses. It could be loss of friendship, loss of innocence, loss of thinking, wow, our world is, you know, kind of crazy, or the world is this way, but now it's totally different than what I thought. And also a loss of like connecting with people that you formerly connected with, including that two-faced friend, which good riddance. I'm going to say it for you, pile number 3. I feel like that person just caused you a lot of headaches, a lot of heartache. With my throat closing up, I feel like they could have shut down your communication, your means of communication, your clarity. They could have added to your lack of clarity and try to confuse you just for their benefit as well. So good riddance to that. Pile 3. What is this? Oh, nice. So the pen, why would this be a pen? I have no idea, but nice of the creator to write it down, right? So new job and career, put a pin in it. She could be having a new job offer, and it could have something to do with like nurturing or nutrition or holistic medicine, energy work, things like that. You could be working in a field that you are not entirely familiar with. I feel like it would be the healing arts, okay? Cobweb. I am not going to laugh. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. And this is why, my friends, I did not make this deck, because that's not what that would mean to me. But a lot of you could be, you know, celibate. I relate. You could be undergoing like some form of celibacy, but you're being protected from negative forces beyond your control. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, you could be feeling a little bit mummified or separated or isolated for many different reasons. If that is you, change is coming. Good things are coming for you. So please do not give up and don't question that. Last minute messages for pile number 3, your circle of influence. If you'd like this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Pile 3, your circle of influence, last messages, and show me now. Oh, wow, meow. Okay, sexual healer. You have the capacity to become a sexual healer with skills to change sexual trauma, wounding, limitation that goes on people's bodies within their worlds. Interesting. And I wanted to laugh so bad because I'm like, yeah, you could be celibate, and here's sexual healing. Celibate no more. You're gonna be like, celebrate. Anyways, just kidding. You do you. No judgment here. So pile 3, I'm gonna definitely recommend that you do a really good Epsom salt bath. You know, get in there with a full 1.5 cups of Epsom salts, and you can even program the water. You can meditate or pray into the water. I use prayer. Some people don't. And get in there and, you know, just talk out loud about how you're feeling and what you're thinking and things like that. And I think that this is going to really help you to overcome this like dark night of the soul. You are rounding that corner, so fear not. Okay, very last message for real this time. You're deeply connected to Venus, a font of love, affection, and robust sensuality, bringing otherworldly pleasantries. Ooh, I lied. Pleasures. So much for the celibacy. So it might be ending for you. Who knows? I mean, that's a good thing too, right? So, pile number 3, I hope you liked it. And if you didn't, I hope you're a little bit amused. A big hug to you. And until next time, namaste.